Welcome back. This is the second video of this particular dashboard. So in the first video, we had actually learned how to create a relationship after we pulled our data into Power Query, and Power Query helps us to actually clean it out and actually, get the data ready to be some kind of visualized and stuff like that. So we put it into Power Query, and this is what we have right here. So if I go from Power Pivot right now to my main dashboard area, you can see different types of tables we have right here. So we're able to actually consolidate this together using Power Query. And if you don't know what dashboard is all about, here is the full dashboard we're about to actually create. So we're going to create this without any single of way writing any code called VBA whatsoever. So we'll do this strictly with just Excel and all of that. So this is how beautiful this actually could look like. So it's very dynamic. We are going to create this together. So if you've not watched my first video, please kindly go ahead and take a look at the first video and see how everything actually goes. So let us see how we can actually start doing things in the next workbook we are going to use. Okay, if you are here for the first time, please take time to hit the subscribe button and as well hit that particular little bell right there to get notification every single time I drop a new video. And if you are a return subscriber, I want to say welcome back. So now quickly, let us continue from where we stopped. So right now, as you can see, we have our analysis right here, and this is what it is. So I always love to copy this and actually copy. I'm going to paste this somewhere here. And after doing this, what I'm going to do is just to remove what I don't want. I'm going to tell you what we're about to get into right now. So you can remove any of this you don't really want from here. So all we're going to need now is actually the profit. So here is the measure we want to use. Actually, we have to drag a dimension right here and start to get what we want from it. So we are trying to create monthly profit trend. So the dimension we're going to drag right here right now is going to be the dates column from the fact table. And you know what the fact table is all about. So in the previous video, we've talked about that. So if you've not watched that one, please go ahead and take a look at it. So right now, here is our date column. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drag the date column right here. So here we go. We have it right now. So it's not actually grouped for us. So we just have to group this. And how can we do that? It's very simple and easy. Just come right here and right click when you have this cross. Now you're going to see this particular ungrouped and grouped. So already it's actually ungrouped for us. So we just want to click on group. And now I'm going to group it by month, by quarter. I can actually go ahead and group it by days. I'm going to click on OK right here. Let us look at what happens here. And we're going to see it in a jiffy. Okay, right here we have everything grouped out for us. So what can we do? Is for we to actually come right here and remove any of those one we don't really want. So we just want to take the year away as well. So we want to take the days away. And we have the month, so we want to take the date. The other date away as well. What we want to have right now is just the months right here. This is what it is that we have right now. So if you look at the finished one, the back end is always very clean, so that whoever actually inherits this particular report or dashboard will definitely know what is going on right here. So we have to keep our back end as clean as what we have right now. So coming right here right now, what I'm going to do is for me to actually come right here and type monthly profit trend. So monthly profit trend, this is what it is. So now I don't want the raw labels right here. I want to go to the top level quickly and go to design. And from design, we just want to scroll down to this particular end. And for the grand total, I want to turn it off and go to report layout right here and say this. So that is it. So we have it right now. This is what it is. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is for me to actually go ahead and create the chart we want to use for it. So I'm going to create two different charts from here. We're going to consolidate the charts we are going to have created from here. So go to insert right now. And my fourth chart is going to be a line chart. So I'm going to pick a line chart from here. So let's see what it is. So this line chart, I'm going to have it dropped here. I'm going to actually click on the same pivot table again. I want to go to insert. And this time around, I want to create this particular, type of column chart right here. So I have two charts at the same time created. So this is what it is that we've just gotten created from here right now. So to start the formatting, I'm going to actually click and hold all of them together, cut it away from here. I'm going to take them to my dashboard environment here. Have it pasted. So right now that I've just gotten it pasted right here, I'm going to drag it a little bit down. So what I'm going to do right now is to start to actually format it to what I really wanted to have and how I want to actually, look on my dashboard. Okay, let us quickly drag this one down for now and focus what we have right here. So now to focus what we have right here, this axis is going to go off. I don't need it. And I'm going to have this one hidden as well. So I'm going to remove the title or the total, this one as well. I'm going to take it off. And this is what we have. So I just have to extend this. I'm going to have to extend this as well. Something like this will be cool. I'm gonna actually have to make sure I take it up a little bit. So we can quickly go to the top level right here and change the format. Come right here and actually make sure you get this. So I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna say 8.2, 8.2, and this is what we have. So if I go back right now, this is what I have right now. So what I'm gonna do right away before we definitely do any other thing is for me to actually click on this and actually have it duplicated. I'm gonna move it right away to this particular aspect here. I want to make it some kind of smaller. Something like this will be cool. I just want to make sure the curveness is something as this. So once I have this right now, what am I going to do to make sure I have this to kind of represent this one? But before I do that, I'm going to actually double click on this. And what I'm going to do right now is just to go to border aspect of it, no border. I want to go to fill. I'm going to say no fill for it. And once I've done that right now, we want to take off the grid lines. We're going to click on this particular aspect here. The grid line should go off. That is all we need to do for now. So once I've done that, I'm going to actually make sure I click on this. And once I've done that, I'm going to actually Ctrl-C to have it copied. So once I have it copied, I want to say, you know, picture or texture whatsoever. And now I'm going to actually have to click on this particular clipboard right here. And oh, sorry for that. I made a very silly mistake right here. So we have it copied away from here. We must have to as in some kind of highlight this one. Once I have it highlighted, what I'm going to do, go back here, and now we have the picture or texture fill, and here we go, we have it right on it. That is beautiful. So we can actually get this one away from here. We don't need it any longer, so we can actually get this one cleared away from here right now. This is what it is that we have right now. So we're almost right there. So what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure I'm going to make sure I have it on the same height and width. So I want to make sure I bring it to front for now, and I want to take off this particular axis away from here, and I want to have this one hidden. So as well, I'm going to turn off this. I'm going to turn off this as well. So here we go. Before I do any other thing, let's see what we're going to do right now. I'm going to actually click on this particular month's names, Ctrl-B to have it highlighted, some kind of bold. I'm going to actually bring this one to the top level right here. Bring it to the top and click on it and have it bold as well. So we're going to leave it this way. So what I'm going to do now is just to turn off the grid lines, and that is beautiful. So we have to affect the height and the weight as well. So we just have to quickly go right on it. So make sure you highlight it, go back on it, and here we go. So we just have to do this, and here is going to be 8.2 if you remember vividly, 8.2, and here we go, we have it. So what I'm going to do right now is just for me to actually make sure I some kind of double click on it and have this up. I'm going to say no fill. I'm going to come here, I'm going to say no line as well. So we can actually go ahead and actually bring this down for now. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to leave it this way, and I'm going to click on this. Once I have it clicked on, what I'm going to do now is just to make sure I go ahead and actually say, okay, now go to format, and from format, I want to go to align. I'm going to say align to the top level. Here we go, and I'm going to align this one to middle, and I'm going to go again. I'm going to say center, so it centralized everything for me, and I love it this way. So what I can do right now is to just have them grouped together. I'm going to group them together so that I can move it if I want to do that. But before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to actually go ahead and ungroup it for now. I'm going to ungroup it. So once I've done this particular ungrouping, I'm going to bring this to the top level right here. I'm going to click on the line chart, select it. Now click on the line chart, it's been clicked on. So go right here and actually scroll all the way down. So you're going to see this particular smooth line. This smooth line, just click on it. So let me just give you what it is. So I'm going to take it up a little bit. So let us make sure we're seeing what we are doing. So once I actually have this smooth line clicked right now, we're going to see this line here will get some kind of a little bit changed. This is what it is that I want to have. So now we have it. This is beautiful. Okay, let us quickly change the line color to something that would look some kind of fade, just like what we have right now. That is beautiful. We love something like this. This is what we need to do to have this created, and we've just done a very good justification to this. If we go back to the previous one right now, it's looking just like this one here. Can you see this right now? This is how beautiful this could actually be. So the next level we're going to actually be creating right now is the shipping company, as you can see right here. How do we do that? It's very simple and easy. Let's just go back to the workbook we are actually trying to use for this, and here we go right here. I'm going to actually just double this, and I'm going to come right here. I want to make it some kind of smaller. I'm going to make it some kind of smaller, just like this. And quickly I want to go and change the color to something white. So something as white as this, and now we just have to make sure we get the card ready on its size and distributed the way it should be. Okay, let us quickly go to the top level right here and change this to something. Here is going to be 1.51, 1.51. So here we go. So if we go back right here right now, this is how smallish it looks. So we can actually go ahead and work on it. So we just have to go Control 1, and once we have it right here, we just have to drag it down to this particular aspect here. So what we need to change right now, we need to create an awareness that we have a card right here. So we just have to make sure we use shadow. Here, go right here, and we just have to change the kind of shadow we want for it. And I want something like this here. If we look at it right now, it's huge. I don't like the shadow, is too much, so we just have to reduce something. So I want to make it something like this. Let's see what it is. So now we have something like this right now. So I can actually increase it a little bit. Okay, let's see what we have with this. So just have to make it some kind of 90. So it's gonna be 92. Will be cool. Then let's go and see what it is that we have. So right now we have a card right here. So we don't want it to appear so much. So I think with what we have right now, we are pleased with it. Okay, now that we've gotten this card in, this card ready, now what we can do is just to make sure we duplicate it into 4. So we're gonna bring this right here. So one more of it. So once I've done that, I just want to make sure I bring this one down to this particular end here. So once I have it right here right now, to make sure we have them justifiable, we just have to hold on our control and actually highlight everything we have right here. So once we've done that right now, what we can do is just to go back to the top level right here as well. So once you're at the top, go to align. So we want to align them to the top, and we want to distribute them horizontally. Here we go, we have equal justification whatsoever. So now we just have this. The next thing is for we to have some labels right on it. As you can see, it doesn't appear so much except for the shadow that we have right on it. That makes us to know that we have some shapes right here. So what we can do right now is just to quickly have some labels right to know what it is that we have right here. Okay, let us quickly go back to our analysis. So we want to actually analyze how much we spent on a particular shipping company that help us to ship those particular goods purchased by our end users or by our customers. So I want to copy this away from here. So once I have it copied, I'm going to actually have to paste this right here. I'm going to paste it. So right now we just have to change the dimension for it. So we just have to go and look at where we have the logistic right in. So we actually on active right here where we have all the all the transactional data. So right now, going for the dimension right here, I just want to make sure I pick this and I try to throw it off. So once I've done that right now, I'm going to go for logistic. Here is my logistic, and when I get to logistic, I'm going to pick the shippers right here. I'm going to drag it down. So I don't want to have the profits right here. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to have to close this one, go back to active right here, and now look at what we have. In case you don't understand what's going on right here, so we have this dimension now on this active aspect. It was because we've used this. So this is the 2 tables we have. I have it closed right now. We'll have 2 tables right here. So any other one we pick away from here and use, so it's going to be under the active. So we have 2 active tables right here right now, the fact table and 1 dimensional table. So we have a link between this particular table to this particular table right here. If you don't understand what actually went on here, please watch the first video to see how we did our relationship. So right now I'm going to open the fact table right here. Already we've done the analysis. We wrote a DAX for it in the first video where we have delivery cost calculated. So I'm going to actually have to click on that delivery cost right now. And if I go here, this is what I have. So for every single shipping companies, we use this how the amount of money we spend on them, we have actually used to ship goods through this particular company and this one as well. So now this is what it is. So after we might have gotten this right, so what we need to do right now is just to make sure we go right here, and I'm going to go here and actually bring this down to this particular part here. So I'm going to drag it to this end, and what I'm going to do right now is to make sure I activate my formula bar, and after that I'm going to put my equal to here. I'm going to go all the way back to analysis. I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to hit my OK key, and that is all we need to do. So what I'm going to do right now is just to have it duplicated. I'm going to have this duplicated as well. Then the next one is going to be this one. So what is next for me is for me to actually click on this, and there is nothing I can do than to change the numbers we have right here. So I'm going to change this 4 to 5. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing that. I'm going to click on this one as well. So Okay, the previous one was on 5 here. This is going to be on the 6th one. I'm going to hit enter. We have it. So I'm going to have this final one on the 7th one. So we're going to have to say 7. And here we go. Nicely, we have all of them. So if you look at what we did right here was because when we actually click on this, now it's giving us M4. Here it's going to give us M5 and M6 is this. And this is the M7. That is how it is. So we just always want some kind of efficiency while we do work on this. So right now, next thing we're going to do right now is for we to actually change the color of this particular, shape as whatsoever. So what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure I highlight all of them together. So once I have them highlighted, so go back to the top level right here and quickly go to home. So I'm going to put it on 11. I'm going to come all the way to the top level right here. I want to select this particular one here. And I'm going to go down to this particular aspect. I just wish to go and use this one. So let's see what we have. This is what we have right here. It appears so well and I love it. The next thing I will do now is just for me to actually make sure I hold my control down. And I'm going to see this plus sign. I'm going to drag it all the way down right here. Once I have it dragged down a little bit, I'm going to release it. I want to make sure it sets. And once I've done this, let us go ahead and look at what is going to go on now. So I'm going to go back to my analysis right here. So now this is actually on M. So it's going to be on N. This is all I need to change right here. I just have to change the column. So going back right here right now, I don't need to actually do any other thing again than to come right here, M, and change this one to N, and it gives us the number that is peculiar to this. And I'm going to go right here and do the same thing, and quickly we're going to have it some kind of the way it should be. This is how awesome this could be. So can you see what it is right now? So here we go, we have them correctly. So it is time for me to format these particular values we have right here. So you know what it is, we just have to make sure we hold our control and highlight all of them together. So we just go to the top level, and here we go, we just have to put it on 12 this time around. We just want to put it on 12, and we want to select the same font type whatsoever. So here we go, and we just have to make sure we change it to something like this. Let's see what we have right now, so you can see what it is that we have right away here. So what we can do next is for we to actually show what it is that we have right here. We just want to make sure whoever comes to a dashboard shouldn't think much to actually know what is going on right here. So let's do that. All I'm doing now is just for me to duplicate this one here. Once I have it duplicated, I'm going to actually make sure I some kind of double click inside it right now. So I'm going to wipe away this one. I'm going to type in shipping cost right here for it. So once I have typed in shipping cost, I can go to the top level right here and actually change it. I'm going to change it to something like this. I want to make it some kind of 11. So let's see what we have, and this is what we have right now. So just want to make sure I distribute it to others. I'm going to move it here. I'm going to move it right here as well. I'm going to move this right here, and this is what it is. So now that we've gotten this done, the next we're going to be doing right now is just want to have something right here that actually still shows something different. So I'm just going to make sure we actually get this one dragged down. So once I have it dragged down, I'm going to say shippers. So shippers, and here we go. So let's see how we can actually transform this. Okay, let us quickly format this. I'm going to go right here. Okay, before then, okay, go to the top level right here and actually make sure you increase this one to 12. And I want to put it on bold as this. And once I've done that right now, I'm going to control 1. So control 1, we have to bring this up. And now I'm going to say field color. And once I just do that field color, I'm just going to go ahead and actually use something like this here. And I'm going to go to the top. Okay, before I do anything, I'm just going to make sure I fade it a little bit. Something like this would be cool for me. And quickly, we just have to change the color to fit into what we have right now. We just have to go ahead and see what this color will look like. And it's going to look some kind of cool with what we have right now. So we just have to leave it this way. And quickly, I just want to make sure I go and actually make sure I have it centralized in the middle of it. And after I might have done that, I can actually go ahead and turn it this way. Can you see what I have right now? Make sure we have it something like this. I can actually make sure I make it a little bit smaller, just like what we have right now. I can actually bring it all the way to this particular side here. So now this actually gives us something very, interesting. When somebody comes to our dashboard, the person will definitely know, okay, shippers, okay, shipping cost, all of that. Okay, those are the companies who have actually used, and this is exactly what it is that we have to do all that. Okay, let us get another card right here. I'm going to duplicate this. So once I have this duplicated, so it is time for me to actually go ahead and change the width and the height as well. To change the width and the height, you know what it is we love to do the word format here. And quickly we just have to come right here and we do it by 4.35, and here we go, we have something like this. So we just have to make sure we go all the way down, and we can actually see this right the way it is. So we just have to come right here, and for now we just have to deselect this, and we have something that we can see nicely. So this shows that we just have to make sure we correct something at this particular level. So I'm going to show you something. We need to actually shift this to the top level. So what can we do to make it with ease? It's very simple and easy. So make sure you deselect everything we have right here. We don't have any of the objects selected, and we'll go to the top level, make sure we are on home, and from there we just have to go to find and select, and we go to this particular select object right here. So click on it and we have it right now. So I'm going to start from here because I want to make sure I highlight from here down to this particular aspect here. So I have all of them highlighted. So I'm going to push it up a little bit. I'm going to keep going. I want to make sure it's a little bit closer to this as well. Something like this will be very cool for me. I love it. I love it. So now what can we do to actually get this off? So we still have the selection stuff we have right now. Go and click on escape to make it leave, and it's gone. So we have our crossback. So right now I can actually situate this rightly the way it should be right here. Can you see it right now? This is what I'm trying to do, and now we've just gotten it right. This is beautiful. Okay, quickly let us head back to our analysis. So here we are on the analysis part right here. So we have the next one I'm going to be doing right now is just for me to copy this one away from here. I'm going to copy this, and what we need to do, we have it pasted, and this time around I don't need the shippers and I don't need the total delivery cost right here. So what I want to do right now is the agent location. So I want to see how they are doing on the locations. I'm going to click on this particular aspect right here. I just want to go to agent right here, the dimension right here, and I'm going to pull the location down. And here we go. We want to see how the profit level in this particular location of our agent. So what I'm going to do right now is just to go back to active. And now if I go back to active, we've gotten this one inside active because we've just pulled something away from it. So I'm going to have them closed to give me space to get to what I really want. So now we want it by profit. So I'm going to pull my profit down right here, and this is what we have by profit. We've just gotten it right. So now it is time to set this visualization that is going to make people to understand what it is that we're trying to actually get, or the story we're trying to tell on our dashboard. So before I do anything, I want to come right here. I want to come and pick this for now. I'm going to bring it all the way right here. I want to go to the top level. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and Control 1. I'm going to tell no fill, and once I have no fill clicked, I'm going to go back to the top level right here. I want to change this to some kind of this kind. I want to make sure I reduce this, right? So once I have it reduced, I'm going to take it off from bold. Okay, I want to have it on bold. So I'm going to actually double click on it. I'm going to Control A to have it highlighted. So it's going to be my agents. So agents, here we go. And I'm going to actually make sure I click on it, and I actually double it and bring it all the way down. So if I double click it right now, I'm going to actually double click it, Control A. I'm going to type in profit by, and once I've done this, what I'm going to do right now is just for me to go ahead and change it. So we just have to go here and change something like this. So we just have to make sure we remove it from this and no italic. So we just have to make sure give it something that is going to show out. So here we go, we have profit by agent, and here we just have to make sure we drag it once again. We just want to keep this right here, and Control A. We want to type in here location, agent location. So quickly we just have to make sure we do this to be bold, and here we go. So we have something like this. So we just try to manage our space, and what we can do right now is just to click on this and create a kind of chart that is going to actually speak well on our dashboard. I want to go right here, and once I have that clicked on, I just want to go and use this particular bar chart, and there we go. We just have to pick it, and what we can do right now is just to make sure we get this particular part some kind of hidden. For this location aspect right here, we're going to actually make sure it's gone or hidden as well. It's going to go hidden. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off as well because we have something that best explain what we want. And now what it is that we need now is just to make sure we make it some kind of okay, let's come back right here. Okay, I'm going to click on it and make sure I have this hidden for now, and I want to come right here and just rank it, such this from largest to the smallest, so it should affect it. But right now it's not actually working the way it should be. What we can do now is just for me to actually double click on it, and bring this all the way to the top level right here and click right here. And what we can do is just for we to actually go to this particular part here and go to axis option, and we're going to say reverse category in reverse order, and here we have it nicely. So Ctrl B will help me to bold it, and we just have to make it some kind of smaller, and we take it down to our dashboard environment. And before we do that, we can actually go ahead and click on this particular part again and say no fill and no border, and we just have to click on this one here, and we just have to change the color of the background. So what can we do is just for you to click right here and choose something like this for it, and here we go. So cut it away from here and go to your dashboard environment, and we just have to paste this down right here and start to have it at the right spot. So we just have to take it at the right spot. Here we go. We just have to keep it right here, something as this. So now this is what it is. So we have what we call shift for every agent. So we want to see morning and evening shift. I think we have morning and evening or night, I don't know. So we just have to check that out and see what it is that we have right on that. So before we do that, we just have to double click on this one and bring this back to the top out here. So what we can do right now is just for we to go back here and actually make sure we some kind of increase this. So we just want to make sure we increase it. Something like this is cool. I love it. So now we've just gotten this done. So what we can do right now is just for we to make sure we have agent shift right here. So we just want to create agent shift. So we have morning and night. So go back here. What we can do right now is just to make sure we have this copied away from here, and I'm going to paste it right here. So here is going to be some kind of agent. Location. So agent location analysis, and the one I copied is going to come right here. I'm going to have it pasted. Okay, I've not copied, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy it right now. I'm going to have to paste it right here, and once I have it pasted, I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say agent shift analysis. So here we go, we have agent shift analysis. So what we can do right now is to bring back the field list. So once we have it back right now, what we can do just to scroll a little bit, so we just have it. So we just have to make sure we change it. I'm going to from location. Now we have the shift for the agent. Here we go, we have how much we've made through people on the morning shift and the night shift and all of that. So it is time for we to set the visualization right. And I'm going to go right here now. I want to go to the top level. I just want to go to insert, and from the insert illustrations, and then I'm going to go to shapes. I want to pick this rounded shape and go ahead and drag it down. Hold your shift key to just make something like this, and here we go. So once we've gotten something just like this, I'm going to leave it right here. I want to go and change the color for it. I just have to do Ctrl+1. It's better for me. I just want to say no this, and I want to come right here. I want to select something like this, and here we go. So quickly we have to double this and just bring it all the way down here. Now quickly we have just gotten something like this done. So what we can do right now is just for me to actually make sure I bring this all the way here, and I just have to duplicate it. So I'm going to bring this right here, and what I'm going to do right now for the first one, we just want to go ahead and put on our formula bar, and here we go, we have our formula bar turned on, and I'm going to go right here, equal to, and here we go, we just take morning, and I just want to copy it and come right here, have it pasted. I'm going to paste it right here, and now from 4 to 5, so here we have it all. So once I've done that, I'm going to hold my shift key, my control key, and we just have to make sure we move it down. Something like this would be cool. So once we have something like this, now it is time for we to actually get the values we have right here. So if it is in previously, if it is in and think now is U, we just have to go and check it out and see what it is I'm talking about. So now it's actually sitting in U here. So the next one is going to be V. To get our value from it, we just have to change this one to V. So I hope you catch the gist right now. So V, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to change this one to V as well. So V, quickly we have something beautiful like this created. So now we just have to change the the font and everything. So let's go ahead and hide our formula bar again to see how cool what we've just created is. And now what we can do is just for me to click on this one and the top one here, and I'm gonna go ahead and change the font for it. I just want to go and put it in some kind of something like this. I just have to reduce it a little bit, and I want to go ahead and select something like this, okay, for it. And here we go. It's nicely. So once we've done that, we just have to make sure we select this as well, and quickly we just have to make sure we get this one formatted pretty nicely. I just want to go with something like this, and here we go. It's cool. Okay, that is lovely. I love it. Okay, next is our warehouse, and I've just gotten the card here duplicated and actually have it right here and resized it. You can actually do that yourself. So we want to see how many quantity actually, you know, got out of our warehouse. I mean, how many quantity we sold from different warehouses that we have. All right, what we can do right now is just to quickly do that. So what I'm going to do right now is to type the heading for it for the first time. So we just want to get this right away from here, and I want to actually make sure I move it down here and actually extend it. Something like this would be cool. So right now we have to make sure we double click it, and Ctrl A is going to be warehouse. So I need this particular icon to be there. So what can I do is just to double click it, and I have my warehouse here. So I'm going to say QTY sold. So warehouse sold. So I'm actually using a particular software installed that actually is giving me all this particular caption. It's not actually in Excel, so in case you don't have it, don't be too worried about it. Okay, let us run the analysis for our warehouse, and here we go. You just want to say warehouse, and I'm going to copy this away from here. Now Ctrl C. So we're going to have it pasted right here. Now Ctrl V will help us to paste it. And once I have gotten it pasted, I want to actually move it away from here so that I can see it rightly. So now I can actually have it up. So what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure I deselect the shift, and I'm going to deselect, I'm going to take off the profit we have right here. We don't need that. So now we have to go to all, and now we have to locate where we have our warehouse. So we just have to put the warehouse location right here, right now. So we have the location of where our warehouse is, and now we want to see how much quantity actually got moved. So we just have to go to active, and now we just have to make sure we shut it down. We have them closed, and right now we can actually go all the way down. So we have a measure created for quantity. So here is the quantity. I'm gonna actually have to make sure I drag it right there. So those are the quantities we have moved out of those warehouse, and this is correct. So now we just have to create the kind of chart I will best visualize this for us, and I'm gonna go to insert, and quickly here we go, we have it. And I'm gonna go for this particular kind of scatter chart right here, and this is what it is that we have. We cannot really create this within this particular stuff like this, so it doesn't work. So how do we do this? How can we get this done? It's very simple and easy. Let me show you how to do that. So all we need right now is to trick Excel to help us create this. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually select this. I have this one to be hidden now. So I'm going to select this whole. So once I have it selected, I'm going to copy it away from there. I'm going to have to come right here. I'm going to paste it as value. So it's going to have no connection to this right now. So it's not some kind of recognized as a pivot table. So right now we can go to the top level right here and get what that particular bubble or scatter chart created. And here we go. We have it created right now. So once we have it created just like this right now, so what we can do next is for we to right click on it and go to select data. And once we have that selected, so what we can do next is actually this. So go to edit, pay attention right now, go to edit, and once we got to edit, so what we can do is this. So we are now seeing that, okay, now where we have selected, now let us see what we're doing. So now we can see it better. So now we have this particular part selected, so we have to represent that to this one here. We just have to come right here and select here as well. So we have to make sure we highlight all this aspect here and take it off and come right here and get this one for it. Once we've done that, come right here as well. So this is where it is. So we just have to make sure we represent that with this one. So get this one off as well. So come right here and select this whole. And once we've done that, we can now go ahead and click OK. And this is what it is. So if I come right here right now, I'm going to drag this one to this particular aspect. So now, can you see this now? So we've just got this one created. So that's exactly what it is. We've just tricked Excel to help us get this created. So now we don't need this one. It was just a hairpin, part. So we just have to get it off away from here. We don't need it. So now we just got this created. That is awesome. Now, what can we do to get this one away from here? It's very simple. You just have to hide every single part of it. So I can actually go right here and actually say go hidden, I'm going to hide the grid line as well. So we have something like this created. So we can use this particular kind of chart to actually get what we want out of, this particular pivot table just got created. So now I can actually come right here and have it pasted, and I'm going to have to move it down here now. So once I have it moved right here, I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to have this. I'm going to say no fill. I'm going to say no border, and here we go. So now it is time for me to make sure everything we have right here, sits right to where it should be and all of that. Okay, what else can we do? Just make sure you select this particular bubbles right here and go to this particular aspect here and go to marker, and from marker just a vary color by point, and we have just gotten that done. I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to actually have to increase this particular aspect here. It's going to make it some kind of bigger than what it is right now, so you can actually extend it until you are very saturated with what you have or what you really want to have and all that. So you can actually go ahead and change the color to what it is that you like to have. So now you can decide to change this color. So if you want to change the color, what you can do is just to make sure you do this. So once you actually have it clicked for the first time right now, everything gets some kind of highlighted. So if you want to highlight a specific place, you can actually click back on it again, and you see where you have that particular highlight is what is being highlighted for you. Okay, now let us go back here. I want to drag it down here. Let's see what we are doing. So now we come back to this particular aspect here, and I'm going to go to marker here. I want to come all the way down, scroll down, and I'm going to come right here and change it to something just like this. Okay, or you just have to go to the, okay, we'll go down, change it to something like this. So we have to come on back and click on this one as well. So we have to change to something we really want. I'm going to change it to something like this. I'm going to click on this one here. I want to change to something I really like to have. I want to change to something like this. Look, that looks similar a little bit. And I'm going to come right here and change this one to something as this. So it depends on what you want. So after we have gotten all this done, what can we do again is for we to actually make sure we click out of it. And I'm going to click back right on it as well. I'm going to click right here. I'm going to set the data label for it. So I'm going to have to set it to data label. I'm going to click back on data label. Once I have clicked on it, I'm going to come right here to this particular part here where I say where we're going to have some kind of this particular series name. Sorry for that. Value from cell. So what we need to do right now is just to make sure we bring the axis value right here. So the axis value is actually right here right now, and this is what we need to have. So we might choose to see it different, let us go back to this particular aspect and let's see alignment here, and you can see or you can play around with this alignment we have right here, so you can see what they can do. So just test it out and see what it is that every part of the alignment can actually do. So either of it will definitely work for different purposes. So now if I actually go ahead and move it to the top level here right now, just move it. I'm going to go all the way down. So you can see right, left, center, and below. So which one works best for you? I think the below would definitely work, or the above would work. I think the above works well for me. And what we can do right now is just to make sure we come right here and actually make sure we go to home, and from home we go ahead and make it some kind of bold. And if we go back right here right now, I think it appears most than what we have previously before now, all of that. So once we have filter right on this, you will see how it filters so well. So now we can tell what it is that we are seeing, which particular warehouse we have much quantity, actually being sold out mostly and stuff like that and all that. So now we can see the one that actually went below and everything we really want from it. So now this is what it is, guys. So we are almost at the far end of this dashboard, so we'll come back to actually create the next one, and I believe you're going to be amazed after we complete this particular dashboard. So let me take you to the full dashboard we had just created, we've just copied from. Okay, here we go. We have something as nice as this. So we just always love to keep our dashboard protected, but right now I'm not going to use any of the of this. I'm not going to put any password, just like this will be cool. But right now we cannot move anything. Everything right here is really okay, and we are about to create something as very interesting as what we have right here right now, that will be some kind of readable with ease. So if you're still here with me, hit the like button, leave a comment, ask question if need be, and if you've not been a subscriber on my YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, that little bit right there. Make sure you click on it to actually personalize your subscription, so that every single time I drop a new video, you would definitely need to see it first before any other person. So good luck for you guys. Keep watching, keep actually